when Ponda Baba and Dr. Evazan
Oh.
comes up and he's like, he likes you.
He likes you.
I like you also.
Yes. Lego Count Dooku looks so much like George Lucas. That I thought, I was like, oh, they put George in there. Like, how cool is that?
All wings report in. Austin standing by.
Mike standing by.
Austin standing by.
The Rogue 3 podcast is locked on target. Whether it's movies, shows, books, comics, or more, we're going to be coming to you from a galaxy far, far away to celebrate all things Star Wars.
Hey guys, welcome to the Rogue 3 podcast. We're here today to discuss the Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy that came out last year on September 24th. We wanted to prep for the new Rebuild the Galaxy coming out on September 19th. So we were very excited to go revisit this. Actually, this is the first time I've watched it. Had you guys watched it before?
I did. Yeah, I watched it a little bit after it came out. It wasn't right when it came out, but I watched it probably in like November or December, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
No, this was my first time. I'd seen the Lego holiday special, and I really enjoyed that. And I remember when this came out, because the trailer with Darth Jar Jar was like all over the place in Star Wars circles, but I had not watched it.
This is the only of those I've watched. I know there's
a
bunch. They've been doing them for a while, but this is the only one that I've actually watched.
Well, they've been making Lego Star Wars specials since, oh my gosh, at least the 2000s. I mean, the middle 2000s. Yeah. But especially in the last few years, they've been doing the Lego Star Wars holiday special. There was a Halloween special, which I actually liked quite a bit. That was the only one I had previously seen before this round of us watching. And then there was the summer vacation. I went ahead and watched those three actually yesterday to refresh myself. They don't really come up, but it was a good time. They're fun. It's nice to have some inconsequential Star Wars, to be honest, where it doesn't feel like you're trying to memorize a billion things to turn yourself into a holocron. So it's fun. And it's also fun with those specials, but this special too, more those specials than this special, to get a peek beyond Rise of Skywalker, because we really don't have that yet. Mm-hmm. And really the only form that we have that in is through the Lego Star Wars specials.
Up until the Last Order.
Funny.
Yeah,
up until the Last Order comes out in like 2 months. Then we'll get some post episode 9 content.
Which we can guarantee you that we will be covering. Now I do... Oh, go on.
I think it's like kind of important to like lay the table for people that have not seen or like watched any of the Lego Star Wars stuff. So like the Lego Star Wars specials, I would say like excluding this one, generally they're like fun jokes about the existing Star Wars material. They take place like loosely, like kind of like a parody version of the existing Star Wars like storyline. I would say if you've seen the like Robot Chicken or Family Guy Star Wars specials, it's very much like in line with that, but just family friendly. Like it's like making fun of it. It's lots of like fun jokes about Star Wars, but it's not like breaking too far away from like the main Star Wars storyline. But this special is really fun because it's like, what if we just like dumped it all together and play with it all at once? And I think it made for a really fun time.
It was fun. Yeah, I was gonna say when they first started coming out, some people were like they're like semi-canon, partially canon. Like we see in the holiday one, like a Jedi Finn, and it's a hope of many of us, but that was kind of the first hint of maybe this, and people really want it to be canon, but it toes that line at best. But this one is again very different. That it's definitely not. It's a new world, new universe, and multiple universes or multiple galaxies, really.
We do want to encourage you all to go ahead and watch this. You know, I think a lot of times when the Lego label is slapped onto something, people think that it's for kids. It is very much a family product. Adults, I think, would get a kick out of this, you know, especially if you're big Star Wars fans. There are so many jokes that I cannot possibly believe are just for children, just because some of them are pretty niche. But it was hilarious. Before we dive in, I do want to go ahead and mention, we did mention at the end of the last episode that we were going to be reviewing Sanctuary, a Bad Batch novel. We did have some issues with getting a hold of the novel, but we will be reviewing it here in the next few weeks. We are also going to be putting out a bit of a shorter episode for you all today. The three of us are preparing to go to Dragon Con in Atlanta, this coming week as of recording. I think when this releases, it'll probably be just at the end of Dragon Con. Mm-hmm. So we're very excited for that, but we're also going to be doing some prep for that as well. So you'll see a Dragon Con episode next from us, and then we will dive into that Sanctuary novel. And I've heard very good things, so I'm excited to jump into that.
Yeah, and keep a lookout on our socials for some of that Dragon Con content, because I'm sure we're going to be posting when we're there, and actually getting to all three of us together for the first time ever, which is going to be a blast.
I know, it's funny. I've spent so much time with both of you, but never all together.
Never together. Yeah.
So that'll be great. We'll all be in Atlanta together. That's fun. All right. Shall we jump in?
Sure.
Well, so briefly, just to go through the basics of the story, we've got our main character, an original character, Sig Greebling, and he accidentally rearranges the entire galaxy by removing a cornerstone from the Jedi Temple. In doing so, he actually rearranges all of our favorite Star Wars stories into something completely new. And I think that concept right off the front is really fun. Because as a kid, you would have tubs of Legos and you would just be making up your own stories anyway. It very much felt like that, especially compared to the other Lego Star Wars specials. This one really captured childhood playing with Legos in the sense of mashing everything together. So I thought off the top that was really great.
I also thought they did a really good job of like establishing Sig and Dev, or kind of like the like dichotomy that all of our like main Star Wars trilogy leads have of living on a boring planet, wanting to explore the galaxy, but also having like, strong ties to home. And I thought Sig being like, home is safe, everything's good here. Why would I ever want to leave? And then his brother Dev wanting to like go explore the galaxy and pushing Sig to move himself beyond what their day-to-day life was. I thought was like a fun juxtaposition.
And we do actually see in this episode the planet they're on is called Finessa. In canon, we actually don't see this planet at all. Very interestingly, this planet does seem to exist in like encyclopedias, atlases. It looks like there's some mention on Wizards of the Coast. So I'm wondering if perhaps this was part of the role-playing game at some point. But it's really a pretty obscure planet to jump onto. So it was fun. We really had a blank slate of a planet, which is terrific considering that they just, rearranged the whole thing right away.
And it's
expectations.
Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting that it does open on what's considered to be a canon planet, because the story that Sig starts out with, it seems to be the mainline Star Wars universe story, right? Everything he's talking about is exactly how it's happening in the movies and shows and stuff like that. And then it creates something completely new and different, turns basically everything up on its head.
We see him and his brother, they're running through the planet, and they approach a Jedi temple, and we see a mysterious cloaked figure. And of course, we see a beautiful shiny object. And when you see a beautiful shiny object, you just have to do something about it. And we pull this object out, and the galaxy is rebuilt. One of my favorite parts of that first episode was the inclusion of Jedi Bob. So Jedi Bob has been a long part of the Star Wars universe. He actually originally appeared as just a random Jedi figure, not called Jedi Bob, just called Jedi, for a Republic gunship Lego set. And the encyclopedia later affectionately gave him the name Jedi Bob. And so he's kind of part of this Lego Star Wars mythos for the past so many years. And it was fun to see him appear again. They give him a full name. What is it? Barbarian Afal or something. AFAL, of course, is the acronym for Adult Fan of Lego. So it's fun to see that little Easter egg shoved in there.
I like that throughout this first episode, like one of the first things I realized was this is Star Wars fans making fun of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Where, Star Wars has been kind of ribbed and poked and stuff by a lot of people, fans and not fans. But this is clear that it's coming from a place of love. That they're poking fun at this story and sometimes the silliness of it and the ridiculousness of it. But it was clear that they're having fun with it, making fun of it, but it's from a place of good faith.
That's where it makes such a difference. When I see other people making fun of Star Wars or something and they're not big Star Wars people, I feel almost protective of it. And I'm like, how dare you? You have no right. But when, we were to make fun of Star Wars or something, or, Star Wars itself was making fun of Star Wars, it's fun, it's cute, it's hilarious. And it makes a difference who's doing it.
Well, I also think this is like really getting into the weeds of since Disney bought Lucasfilm back in 2012, they really like put a squash on like things making fun of Star Wars. Used to, like George Lucas was pretty loose in allowing people to like make parodies of his
Family
things.
Guy, Robot Chicken. Yeah.
I think he was trying to do a Detours.
Spaceballs.
Yeah, Detours.
Spaceballs. Which we're getting another Spaceballs, so that's exciting.
Even at the Disney parks before Disney bought Star Wars, they had like Star Wars weekends, and it was like a big like Star Wars party, and it was like very jokey. Like the one that always sticks out in my mind was like Padme Amidala was like grinding up on Darth Vader to like womanizer by Britney Spears, like and stuff like that. Like there's just like lots of things like that.
And isn't she wearing her Senate gown too?
Yeah, in that one she is. But it's like you have that type of stuff, and then as soon as they bought it, they're like, we're not doing any of that anymore. And I think that the Lego like world is like the only place they allow that to still happen. And I think that most of those things we were talking about were done with love. Like the parodies and things were done by people that love it. It's just fun to see that like live on in this format.
So we get when the galaxy is rebuilt, basically everything is turned on its head. And the first thing we see that I wanted to point out that it's unmistakable is the clones show up.
Yep.
And the clones in this universe that Sig has created by accident are not Jango Fett, but instead they are Admiral Akbar.
And they are not good. They're the bad guys.
Yeah. And I love that. And I wonder in the conversations, they're like, okay, we're going to have clones, but it's going to be a different character. Like, who do we pick? How many different people did they go through of what would be funny? What would be just
who would be the most ridiculous character to clone?
Yeah. And I love that they picked Akbar because he's a character who's so beloved, so cherished by fans, and has so little screen time, just like Boba Fett, right? Boba Fett is this most beloved character. People really, really love him with this minimal amount of screen time. And I see Akbar as kind of like the same way of people really love him. He has that one line, it's a trap. And that was why they went with him. I would love to hope that's why. And it just set it up so well.
But it also, like, he has a funny voice. And he's like very visually distinct, so that like when you take off the helmet, it's like, oh, this is the joke.
Oh no!
Like, if it was like a human, it wouldn't be quite as apparent because like in Lego, you lose the distinction between a lot of the characters.
Yeah,
but, like making it Akbar, like this is very clear.
And that's the first thing that we see. Basically, it tells us, oh, something's different. This is weird. Yeah. And so I wanted to point that out as like one of the things that just got me right from the start. Because it starts out as kind of just a cute little story. And then this is when it's like, oh, this is so different.
Yeah.
It was fun while we were kind of rearranging the galaxy that we saw things as they originally happened. And then it swiped away to what now has happened. I thought one of my favorite jokes was on Crate where they tasted the salt and were like, salt. Yes. And then the next they swipe it away and it's tasting it and it's pepper.
And again, it was the same way of like, oh, so this is gonna be different. Oh, I didn't even think that was gonna be what it was. Yeah. Like I thought it was gonna be something else. But they did so good with those things.
I did. So a couple of things I noticed about the actual animation style. One, the Lego was really worn. It looked kind of grimy. And that was true for the animation in general. And that was another way of making it feel like this is a played in universe. Like this is our bin of Legos that we're rearranging and playing with ourselves. And also the movement compared to those 3 specials that had released in the previous 5 years or so. This movement was very stop motion-y. It actually reminded me quite a bit of the Lego movie. In terms of the way the movement worked, which was not true for those 3 previous specials. Those had very fluid, smooth movement. And so I thought that was interesting as well. It was kind of another way of making it feel more played in instead of an animated movie, which I thought was pretty cool. That wasn't the only way that I kind of thought of it as similar to the Lego movie. The Jedi Bob, when he's talking to Sig, mentions that he's a Force builder who's a secret sect of the Jedi devoted to creation, as opposed to the Sith breakers, who are the secret sect of the Sith devoted to destruction. It reminded me of the Master Builder concept from the Lego movie. So it felt like it took some inspiration from those movies.
I like that it also pulled from a lot of different, it didn't ignore any part of the story, really, right? Yeah. There's prequel material, there's original material, there's sequel material, there's even stuff a little bit from TV shows, from Clone Wars. And so I like that it pulled from a lot of different areas and tried to bring those all together into like a one big universe. All of this stuff is happening all at once. It pulls in a lot of those characters and a lot of different people that didn't really overlap in our mainline story.
Well, I think like the epitome examples of that are the like group of Sith and the group of Jedi, like the characters that make up those groups. So like first of all, the big reveal is that Sig's brother Dev in this universe is the Sith Lord. And he has a group of Sith with him, and it's Rey and Rose, Kit Fisto, Nubs, who is from the like preschool Star Wars TV show.
Young Jedi Adventures.
Yeah, Young Jedi Adventures. Hammerhead from
the He didn't remember his name. He was like, Hammerhead. Sorry, I don't remember your name.
Original Kenner.
Darth Jar Jar.
Yeah, and that's the big one is Darth Jar Jar.
Which is hilarious.
So you really get all aspects of it there. And then with the Sith Council, or with the Jedi Council, it's like Palpatine, Dooku, Jabba, Janna from Rise of Skywalker. Kind of thing else was there. Cad Bane.
Cad Bane was there.
Lobot
was
IG-88. IG-88 was there.
Oh, yeah.
Did you mention Jedi Vader?
Oh, yeah, Jedi Vader, yeah.
The White Vader, who is so classic
Vader.
from that Infinities comic, Return of the Jedi Infinities from however many years ago. Such a cool concept. It was fun to see like that swap of good guys and bad guys.
Yeah. And I really, one caught me off guard when I was first looking at that Jedi group. Gosh, Lego Count Dooku looks so much like George Lucas. That I thought, I was like, oh, they put George in there. Like, how cool is that? And then I like looked closer. I was like, I think that's supposed to be Count Dooku, but they look so similar in Lego.
That is so funny.
That I really thought that was Lego George Lucas on the Jedi Council there. I was like, oh, what a great little Easter egg in there, but almost like, I think that's not it. But I really thought that was a good Easter egg until I looked a little bit closer.
Yeah.
There were a lot of Easter eggs, especially one of my favorite pieces was on Luke, who is now a famous pod racer on Mos Eisley. What is it? Mos Eisley Island or something?
Mos Eisley Marina.
Yeah.
And he's wearing a Japor. They don't address it at all, but he's wearing the Japor snippet, which I think is adorable. Sith Rose, likewise, is wearing her necklace, but it's a completed
Haitian smelt.
Yeah. It's a completed one instead of having a halvesy of it. And I thought that was cool as well. It makes you wonder what happened in this universe that she has the complete one. It also makes you wonder, how did Luke get the Japor snippet? Makes me wonder what happened to Padme in this story.
Maybe Padme was evil.
Sith Padme has been a thing people have mentioned before, and I kind of love it.
Yeah. Padme's evil in this, because it's exactly right. Like, Darth Vader is good, Padme's evil, and Luke is we find out later that Luke and Vader are still family, and so I like that still keeps the same, even though they're completely different characters.
You know what I wouldn't give for an animated what if show, non-canon. I don't want it to be anything related to canon, but just like a what if short show where we dive into some of these what if questions. I think that Infinities comic is just so interesting. Or we could do it as a comic. I love to see these what ifs. I do not want to introduce a multiverse at all to Star Wars. That would be heinous, but some what ifs would be fun.
We had, when I was a kid, my brother had one issue of the Infinities comic, and it was the one where Luke like died on Hoth. And I was so confused as a kid. I was like, I don't understand how this makes sense. Like, I didn't understand that it was like a multiverse.
But he is still alive there.
I think we would be remiss to not talk about Darth Jar Jar.
Let's talk about Darth
some
Jar Jar.
Some of the best jokes in the whole thing were the Darth Jar Jar
thinking, you said people gonna die. I like that as a threat as opposed to a somber moment between him and Padme.
So, for like those of you that are listening that are like not super involved in like the Star Wars like online space, like Darth Jar Jar is a thing that's been joked about for like a really long time. And like kind of like the gist of the theory is that if Jar Jar Binks had been better received in Phantom Menace, like the whole plot of the prequels was going to be that like Darth Jar Jar was actually the Sith. But then when people didn't like him, they like reduced his part.
Which is untrue. This is completely untrue.
This is completely fabricated. There's no evidence.
Made up.
I do like kind of on that point. I like how he has a line where he's like, "Misa the Phantom Menace. Misa has always been the Phantom Menace." In the show, and that is right there.
Yeah.
I think that's so funny. And right before he dies, he's like, "How rude."
Yeah.
And they, we haven't really talked about cast so much yet, but obviously Ahmed Best is back playing Jar Jar. Not an enormous amount of lines, but every single thing that came out of Jar Jar's mouth was amazing. I loved it.
And I love that tells us that Ahmed Best can joke around with Jar Jar now, right? Like that, 20, 25 years out, that has changed around so much that I wouldn't have expected that 10 years ago. Right.
Well, and I think this also goes back to us mentioning how are we making fun of, this is obviously a work of love, and we're laughing with him, as opposed to when the movies came out, people were absolutely cruel to him and they made fun of Jar Jar in a way that was antagonistic. And so this just has a different spirit to it.
Mm-hmm. Also, there's a lot of other people that come back. We have Mark Hamill, Kelly Marie Tran talking about, another person.
Love me some Kelly Marie Tran.
Yeah,
I love it.
Had been so abused by people who didn't like her character of Rose.
But she's been coming back and doing these Lego specials.
Yeah. Yeah, she's been in multiple, right?
Many of them. And I hope she continues. I'd love to see her. I don't know how she would fit into a new Rey movie, but I love Kelly Marie Tran. I like the character of Rose. I never truthfully understood why people hated her so much. Mm-hmm. But I'd love to see her again. So hopefully she continues interacting with Lucasfilm.
Yeah. So we had a lot of returning people, Matthew Wood and Sam Witwer and different people from both animation and live action. But then we had some new people, Gaten Matarazzo from Stranger Things, voices Sig, and Tony Revolori voices Darth Dev/Dev. And so it was cool to see
Moynihan.
A couple new people come in. Yeah, Bobby Moynihan come in and voice some of these characters. And so it's kind of like a new entry for people to be in Star Wars again, but be doing something different than just straightforward Star Wars. It was cool to have a few other ways for them to come in and have fun with it and be a part of the universe.
We also go on.
I was gonna say, now, did you guys have like a favorite character change? Like what, like there's so many changes, so many differences that it's hard to pick just one, but I was wondering if you guys had a character and what the change was that you liked from this to that, because there were just a lot.
So Austin and I watched this together yesterday, and he can recall I just was so giddy when we saw Paul with an M as in Maul, come on screen. I thought that was so funny. He's like, it's like Paul but with an M. It's Maul. I loved his character. He's wearing Lando's outfit for some reason. It's so random. And then he presses a button and runs away, and we're like, oh wait, he's like a traitor. He's a bad guy. No, he was going to get the rebellion and or resistance. I don't remember if they were the resistance or the rebellion in this.
It was rebellion.
It was the rebellion.
Yeah.
And then he comes back and he's just the sweetest guy and he's so cute. And I just laughed and laughed and laughed. So that was probably one of my favorite changes.
We'll have to ask Sam Witwer if we see him at Dragon Con, because he's going to be there, to do his Lego Mall voice and have like a line that we really loved.
I also did like, this is a little off topic, but I liked in the cantina scene when Ponda Baba and Dr. Evazan comes up and he's like, he likes you.
He likes you.
I like you also.
Yes.
Yeah. And I thought that was hilarious.
What about you, Austin?
It's so hard to like narrow it down to just one, but I think like good guy, like Jedi Vader was probably up there for me. I think like the individual change that like they didn't have like a huge bit, but like just seeing like Darth Nubs, I think was just really funny.
Yeah.
Like I was just not expecting that at all.
Right. Of those fan favorite characters, Nubs is very high on the list for anyone who's watched Young Jedi Adventures.
He's amazing.
And he's really fun.
If you're not familiar with him, he's like a little blue koala, basically. Yeah, it's a Jedi.
Yeah. Yep.
Mike, your favorite?
Yeah. I think it's the bounty hunter C-3PO. Really got me good because it was so funny. Because you had the Ewoks first as bounty hunters. I thought that was hilarious because we know like people talk about like how dangerous could they be, but like they are like really dangerous. And having them be like spacefaring now is like even more like vicious animals, basically. But then this red-eyed C-3PO come out and be a bounty hunter and cruel. It makes me think of 000 from the Dr. Aphra comics.
Sure he's flying on his golden Nubian ship.
Yes, yeah. And so that got me so much. And the formality of his voice is still there. I'm pretty sure it was still Anthony Daniels.
It was.
He's basically the only one who has ever voiced C-3PO.
Yeah,
and I don't think he wants anyone to ever do it. Which is awesome that he's been doing it for 48 years now.
That's
basically.
sobering, isn't it?
It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. But that got me so good when he came out. He's speaking so formally, but he's also so vicious.
He is.
And it was such a good change. It was such a good character. Now, I don't know if R2 was in
R2 wasn't. Oh, R2 I think was on the back of someone's X-wing at one point, or
I was trying to think of other droids. Like BB-8 I don't think was in. Right.
I don't remember.
I don't think so. I don't remember.
Yeah. So I think he's like really the only mainline, like really well-known droid that was in this special. And I thought it was such a good change. I really, really liked it. And I love his turnaround at the end, that he's eventually helping out at the end and helping the good guys instead of the bad guys.
I think his ship really gets blown up. The change. Does he die?
Yeah.
Yeah. We see him in space, I think, but
yeah. He doesn't need air to breathe, so he could be picked up.
He's fine.
Yeah.
Makes me think of AP5.
Yes.
From Rebels. When the Rebel crew comes and picks him up from space.
Yeah.
Or AP5.
But yeah, I really like that. That was a good character change to bring him in that way.
Yeah, it sure was. How about your favorite joke? Some favorite jokes you guys had?
It's really hard to narrow it down to just one. The crate salt and pepper joke is like, that's really elite. And the Misa thinking use of people gonna die was really that was
I just really howled and howled when he said that. I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think between Darth Jar Jar and Good Guy Maul, those were my favorite jokes between the two of them.
Okay. So I have one more that I'll add in there. I was just looking at our notes and I remembered it. The moment when Han Solo shows up and sees Leia and she's like running in slow motion and he like opens his arm and then she goes and hugs and kisses Greedo. Instead. That was so funny.
And then Han is like, Greedo shot his shot first.
Yeah. And then like the idea that Greedo shot his shot first, and then Han Solo at the end is like, when it reveals that he betrayed them, he's like, well, I'm a scoundrel, like, what did you think? And so I love that, like, that's, when he first shows up, that's kind of what you think he's gonna do, is betray our main characters, but he doesn't. But now he gets his opportunity, and I thought that slow motion of them kind of like running towards each other, like the classic rom-com look, and then she goes and hugs Greedo.
As she should have. It was beautiful.
Another fun, I just looking over this, another fun running bit was Yessie, who was like the female lead in the
who we haven't talked about at all.
She kept referring to like Porkins as this like nuisance to her in the Rebel.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Like,
did Porkins tell you this?
She did not like I just love that Porkins still alive.
Right. Yeah.
Porkins is still alive.
R.I.P.
Is Biggs
Porkins
still alive?
They did not mention him.
They didn't mention Biggs.
Yeah.
Maybe in this world Porkins survived, and I guess Biggs died in both universes. Never mind.
Yeah.
Some things are just constant.
Yep. Yeah. Some things are just like, that's gonna be Sidious being kind of a really annoying stick in the mud.
Yeah.
Because even as a Jedi, he was very annoying and didn't really want to be helpful to other people. It was all kind of like, I'm not gonna stick my neck out for others.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was kind of a cool little thing, that he has to be convinced to help them out, and he kind of doesn't really.
Yeah, I agree. I also just love, I don't know what it is about this actor who voices Palpatine. I just think his voice is so funny. It's so caricature-y, and I just love it. It's I mean, I mean this is no disrespect. It almost sounds like if one of us was to go do a Palpatine voice.
Yeah.
I just think it's hilarious. I love it, and it's terrific.
It's like taking that idea that it's a Shakespearean actor to the max.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
You amp it up, bigger,
amp it up. Bigger is better.
Faster and more
intense.
Yeah,
faster and more
right.
intense.
Like, it just dial it up to 11. What did you guys think of kind of the way it developed? That last episode, you kind of get to the end where it feels like you're going to be almost the story's over. But then the fourth one kind of changes things around a little bit, where you think like, okay, we're going to figure this out. But how it ends is it leaves it really open-ended, right? Mm-hmm. That there isn't really a big resolution.
The whole show, basically the whole thing, is him trying to figure out, how do I restore the cornerstone of the Jedi Temple to restore my galaxy? And Jedi Bob tells him, you can't. I did the same thing you did, and I destroyed my galaxy and rebuilt yours. And I thought, one, that was really funny when it showed us Jedi Bob's galaxy. It was so old school Lego, and everyone had the yellow faces, and it was such an interesting explanation for why we've moved into this modern era of Lego Star Wars. And it's kind of interesting to see us now. It's almost like we're moving into another era of Lego Star Wars. It's fun that we're going to, we've already seen promos for the second one. So it's fun that we're going to be able to see lots of other mixed matched characters.
Brickhead Ahsoka.
Brickhead Ahsoka is so funny. I love it.
I think what makes the special so successful, obviously we've been talking about the jokes and all the references and everything, but I think the actual story and characters are good. Like the original characters of Sig, Dev, and Yessie were fun to follow. Yeah. And I think there's not as much to talk about in the first episode because it's that's none of the actual rebuilding the galaxy has happened yet. Yeah. But I thought they did a really good job of establishing who those three characters were, and what their driving force was, and it made us care about all the things that happened afterwards. And I'm actually excited to see them in a part 2. Normally with these type of things, it's you don't care about the original characters, you just want to see the the characters you're familiar with. And I think they did a really good job of making them stand out as interesting lead characters.
Absolutely. I mean, I'd love to see it. Look, it feels like we've kind of gotten an annual Lego special in the last few years, and so I'd like to see us keep doing more Rebuild the Galaxies with these characters. They're fun, and I also want some Lego sets with them too.
Yeah. Did they release any Lego sets?
Oh, yes.
Yes, I thought so. I was like, why not? It's such easy marketing.
they released such a cool set. It's the Dark Falcon. We have Darth Jar Jar, Darth Dev is in it, Luke is in it, C-3PO, Bounty Hunter's in it. I know I'm missing a couple people here, but terrific set. It's very expensive, but terrific set. And there's some other cool, there's a Jedi Bob set with his Starfighter and some other cool ones as well.
I pulled it up. It's Darth Dev, Jedi Vader, Darth Jar Jar, Beach Bum, Luke, Darth Ray, and Bounty Hunter C-3PO.
Which now we have a Darth Ray figure too. You know what? This Lego set is going to be worth a lot of money one day. With all these figures, it's these figures, specific figures go for a lot of money.
It's currently worth $180.
It is currently, that is what it's selling for.
Wow.
It's expensive Lego set. It's a big Lego set.
Yeah.
But I foresee those figures specifically being expensive ones. If someone keeps this in the box, they're gonna probably be looking at something pretty nice.
Is there any chance that my one Lego set, my little Luke Tauntaun figure and my little miniature AT-AT will be worth that amount of money one day?
Those retailed between, I don't remember if it was $10 or $15, and they're probably currently worth $5.
Ooh. I'm not a Lego Star Wars collector, so getting that set was never on my radar really. But these are the only Legos that I have. Are a gift that I got from a friend for a secret Santa exchange that we did a while ago.
I love Lego. I was a Lego collector at one point. I had to chill the heck out, but I do still collect the Lego helmets in the background, so I do love those. I wish I could afford to collect those Ultimate Collector Series Lego sets, but alas, I cannot.
The only Lego Star Wars I have is my little Lego Padme that my friend Ben bought for me. For those of you just listening and not watching, it is not the $200 Queen Amidala figure.
No.
It's the little handmade
Episode
Tatooine
2.
Padme.
Yeah.
Because there's only 3 of her. There's the Queen Amidala. There's this one, and there's the Clone Wars one.
I'm surprised that there's so few.
Yeah,
is there not a fourth? I thought we had one of her in red.
That's the Clone Wars one, I think.
Oh, then we also have a Geonosis one.
Oh, is there a Geonosis figure? I've only
there's
seen
a Habsy shirt. Maybe it's a new one. It's a New Republic gunship, I think.
No, that one is that's the one I'm talking about. She's wearing her red vest that she wears in the Clone Wars.
No, of her on Geonosis. Her Geonosis.
I know it's in the video games, but I'm not familiar with that one. But I also don't claim to be an expert on that.
Yeah, there's one of her in her midriff too.
Okay.
How
so
lovely.
There's 4.
There's 4.
Yeah.
Regardless,
so 4 is
we need more.
Not that many.
And there are
8 such a major character.
billion Leia minifigures.
Yeah.
And we're ready for some justice for Padme.
So moving on to, we know that there's going to be Rebuild a Galaxy 2 or more episodes, or however, I can't remember exactly how they're titling it, if it's Rebuild a Galaxy 2, but these were 4 episodes. I think we're doing 4 more episodes. Each are about 22 minutes, kind of classic TV length for the most part. So what do you guys hope? Because when it ends, most of our characters for them are still out there. Like Darth Ray is kind of going on her own journey. Darth Dev is still out there. Sig is still out there because he can't rebuild his own galaxy. And so he can't go back. And so now where do we go from here? It looks like there's going to be an outside enemy wanting to destroy the galaxy. So what do you guys hope to see in this next special?
So I know from the poster and casting and stuff, we know Padme is going to be in it as a pirate queen Amidala, which I'm really excited for. And what I'm hoping, she's on the poster and stuff, so I'm hoping I think she's gonna have a decent sized part in it.
Good role.
I'm hoping the thing is gonna be that they tie her in to the Jedi Vader and Pod Racer Luke and everything. I hope they tie that all together, that they were all a family and everything, and that's how it is going. I think that would be really fun. I feel we were talking earlier about what if stories. A lot of what if stories are about the 4 of them, and like what if they had been like a happy family, or what if had been like gone with Vader or whatever. Like I think exploring that dynamic would be really fun. As far as things that I'm not aware of being in it, I would love to see something with the Rebels crew. Like I would love to see like what the Rebels crew is like in this in this universe.
I like how we're expanding into brickheads too. I think that's hilarious. I have no strong feelings. I'm just kind of excited to be here for the ride. Hoping for some really cool Lego minifigures.
Yeah, it's kind of an opportunity to get new sets. Maybe you should pick up whatever set they release for this one, because it could be worth a lot of money one day. Or it could be meaningless. It could be half the price of what a friend paid for, as you so broke my heart earlier. But
I was being mean.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's just a joke. But I like the idea that it is an original character again, because they did so well with Sig, Yessie, and Dev in this. So having a original villain, hopefully, maybe it's revealed to be someone we're aware of. I'm not sure. But I think that will be really, really cool to see an original villain, a kind of another new story, because they did so well with this one. So I'm excited to see what they do, and then just the Easter egg jokes. I would love to go through the next one and try and like mark each one to see like how many little inside jokes did they add in there, because it's like there's probably one a minute basically with these first 4 episodes.
Yeah. Now
Cool.
you've got
So that'll be
Star Wars Legos again. Nah.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna find somebody.
So that'll be out in about 2 weeks from when this episode airs. Two and a half.
So
weeks.
September 19th.
Yeah. So,
and we will review it.
We sure will. Yeah. Hopefully somewhat in time.
So kind of looking forward to our next episodes. Our next one's going to be talking about Dragon Con and our fun experiences there. So that'll be up next, and then it'll probably be the review of Sanctuary, the Bad Batch novelization. And then after that, I think it'll be the next Lego special.
Yep. Let's hope that sticks. Let's hope that's actually what's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's always room for a change, but that's kind of like what we're projecting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And if there's anything you guys ever want us to talk about, if you have ideas or something that you just find interesting about the Star Wars universe that you want to talk about, we're planning some different episodes. One is going to be a draft style episode that we're planning for the near future, where we're going to be talking about who we would draft for a certain situation or a certain occasion that's coming up for one of us. And so if you have other ideas, just books that you want to talk about, things that you want to talk about, hear us talk about, drop us a line, give us an email at rogue3media@gmail.com, hit us up on Instagram or TikTok or Blue Sky, and give us your idea. Just let us know what you're interested in hearing about.
All right, guys.
Cool. Well, hey, yeah, this is gonna be Rogue 3 signing off.
See y'all later.
Thanks everyone for joining us to talk about the galaxy far, far away. You can find us on Instagram, Blue Sky, YouTube, and TikTok as Rogue 3 Media. We look forward to talking with you at the next rendezvous point.